Good morning, everybody. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the Second Amendment today. Let me read it for you. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Okay. So the purpose of the Second Amendment, as you all know, was to give the general population a chance to form a militia counterpart to the government army, right? So if you go back to the beginning of the country, uh, you know, weapons, rifles and cannons were used in wars, basically, right? These were the main weapons, uh, and you know, people, average person, could own a similar rifle to that uh, of the army. Cannon, I don't know. Maybe some people had cannon, had cannons at their house, at the property. But you could buy this, right? So you could own similar, or maybe the previous generation of what the Continental Army was using, for example, at that time, right? And a lot of people that were coming and joining the Continental Army with their own arms, in fact, right? So, in any case, the purpose of this amendment was to have a counterpart to the government's military forces. Now, there are two key words over here in this amendment. One of them. So before going there, the reason they wanted this amendment to be in the Constitution, to be in the Bill of Rights, was that the Continental Army itself was basically a well-regulated militia. That's what it was, right? It wasn't a professional army. It did not have nearly the training that any professional army on earth had at that time, such as British or French armies, right? So these basically were a bunch of people, average Joes, wanting to defend the colonies here, the 13 colonies, right? Not much training. They were getting a little bit of training about the tactics and so on and so forth when they would join, and that was it, right? So again, essentially, what Continental Army was in fact a well-regulated militia. That's what it was, right? Not a really professional army, right? Now, there are two key words here in this amendment. One is arms, right? The right to bear arms. Second one is a well-regulated militia. Okay, so let's go over each one of them. So first one, arms, right? See what we have now, today, right? Could you get a tank? Could you buy a tank? Could you buy a helicopter? Absolutely not, right? You can't even get a freaking machine gun. Machine gun. If you want a machine gun, you have to go back, get one that was produced before 1986 or something like that. Okay, an antique machine gun. I may not even shoot anything, right? You can't have any of these. You can't have any type of arms. Neither you can have it nor your police office, your police can have any type of arms that is even close to what the government has. Okay, forget about the current generation or the previous generation. There's a previous generation of Abrams tank. Can you have it? No, you can't have any Abrams tank, right? So you can't even have Sherman tanks, probably. I don't know. Sherman, maybe maybe you could have his antique or whatever. It's not going to shoot anything. They're not going to. It cannot be battleified, right? It can't. It won't be able to shoot anything, right? You can't have anything near what the government has, right? So that's the arms part. Now, I said second key word here is well-regulated militia, right? Now, Let's talk about well-regulated militia. Let's say if you wanna form a militia, not with tanks or anything like that, with your AR-15 and machine guns and I'm sorry, shotguns and pistols that you have and your friends and neighbors may have, right? Let's say you want to get together in your neighborhood and form a militia like this, a friendly type of militia, and then practice maybe once a week over the weekend, practice some tactics and whatnot. Go to a shooting range, something like that, or practice form something like this, right? Before 2 weeks, right, you will have FBI on your door, right, telling you that what the hell are you going, what the hell are you doing, right? Let's say practice different formations and tactics and whatnot. So I mean, with real weapons, okay, be it pistols and or simple assault rifles, right? You're gonna have government interested in you, right? So you can't even have a well-regulated militia with this silly pilly weapons, right, compared to government weapons. All right. So all in all, all in all, if we actually wanted to use the Second Amendment someday, if people actually wanted to use it, they wouldn't stand a chance, right? They would not stand a chance against the government, right? It's like taking a Nerf gun to a real gang shooting, right? Right? You won't stand a chance, right? Uh, so, what are we getting out of the Second Amendment then? What are we getting out of it? We are getting absolutely no benefit of the Second Amendment. There is no chance we're going to get any benefit out of it, right? Meanwhile, we are only paying the cost of it, right? We are only having the mass shootings. We're dealing with the mass shootings. We definitely have crazies carrying guns around and killing people. And I don't need to tell you guys about them, right? On the news, every week, if not every day, right? So we are paying the cost of it, but we are not getting any benefits of it. We will not be getting any benefits of it either. It's very clear. It should be very clear to everybody now. So what to do now, right? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people like the idea behind the Second Amendment. I mean, it was, when it was ratified, it was a noble thing. It was a noble thing. And the idea is nice, right? The idea that you always have this, you can always form this group that, if necessary, can stand up to the government if government tries to use their army to suppress the nation, and if a democratic government decides to turn into a dictatorship, as a last beacon of hope, as a last stand, to have a well-regulated militia with arms that can stand up to that government, right? uh, it's a good idea. It's a nice idea, but the way we are implementing right now, the way we are implementing it right now is, I would say, a joke. Is completely stupid, right? We are paying the cost of it. We are getting the shootings, but there's no way we can stand a chance against our government if one day it wanted to turn against us. I don't know. I wanted to do a little research and see what other ideas can be implemented. How can this amendment be implemented, right? Sure, we can have people carrying pistols and all. That's it's not a big deal. But again, you can't do anything with pistols. If you can defend yourself, but against people, not against the government, right? Against the average person, not against the government. So what should we do? Should we scratch this amendment? I don't know. Or should we change its implementation? Should we come up with ideas to implement in a better way? I don't know. Maybe, just saying maybe, we could have states or counties buy, or basically be able to buy weapons independently, buy weapons and form their own militia. Weapons from any sources, even foreign governments, right? I know it may sound crazy, but trust me, when the country was founded, This was exactly what they had in mind. This is exactly what they had in mind. Okay, he wasn't sounding crazy back then at all. All right. So we could have that, and then the states could have their own. This is exactly the same, exactly what it says. A well-regulated militia. It could be average person, or and they could rotate on a couple of year basis. People could come and get training and go back, or something like that. We could have a states implement something like this. If counties they have enough money, maybe they can implement something like that. Maybe they could have, attack helicopters and tanks and whatnot, right? Again, it may sound crazy now, but this frankly was exactly what was in mind when this amendment was passed. Let's see what else I have over here. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know. All I'm saying is that the Second Amendment, the way we are implementing it today, is a joke. Is a joke, right? And we are only paying the price of it. But you guys, let me know if you have any ideas, if you can come up with ideas to implement it, to have it, not to scratch it, to have it, but at the same to have it in a way that it could actually be effective while not paying, the high price for it that we are paying right now. All right, you guys have a good day and good weekend as well.